Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to the Driving Home Reviews podcast. This is a podcast that features mine and my girlfriend Hannah's unfiltered, spoiler-filled thoughts about films we've just seen on the drive home. Just a heads up, there's a lot of strong language, full spoilers, obviously, and a lot of comments about what we see on the road, so we hope you enjoy. Also, I'll be back at the end to wrap it all up. For this episode, we went and saw Space Jam 2, A New Legacy. Now, do we think it was a slam dunk of a film? Or were we just left with some hoop dreams of a real basketball movie? Well, I guess basketball and Looney Tunes. But anyway, let's find out. What do you think?
I think I liked it. I wasn't sure in the beginning.
God, there's a lot of shit in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I wasn't sure in the beginning. Was that... Please don't laugh at me. Was that the real LeBron James?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That will explain his terrible acting then.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, oh my god.
It's just like Michael Jordan back in 96.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
To be fair, I think he was better than Michael Jordan though.
Yeah.
I think.
He got better as well throughout the film. Like in the beginning, it was just so like, oh my god, hey son. And I was just like, oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got better.
It did, yeah.
It got better.
He got better.
Yeah.
I don't know if the film got better.
Yeah. Well, I liked when it went into like the animation and he went into like that world.
The Looney Tunes world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
Liked that.
Yeah, I liked because I thought fucking hell, it's gonna be like Space Jam all over again, where it's fucking shit CGI and all this sort of shit. But no, I liked that he went 2D.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. Quite like that. I'm not even going to say my only beef.
No.
Again, I had a bit of a buffet of meat platter issues with it, I must say.
Let's get our knives and forks out and go to the buffet.
Fucking too right. What was... I did have a bit of a beef with something.
Yeah. What bit?
Yeah, pause that. Yeah, that's a way better way of doing it. Right, some technical issues, but we're back, baby.
Just figuring some stuff out.
Yeah, what was I saying?
You were gonna present your buffet of meats to me.
Not while recording, gee.
Your beefs.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the animation and that we liked that he went into 2D.
Yeah. I think there was just something that was a bit off about it, and I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, that's closed off. Never mind then. Alright.
Let it come in that way.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. There was just something. I don't know if because I think it was just the setting.
In the way it looked, or
no, just the film in general.
yeah.
I don't know if it's because Space Jam it knew what it was.
Yeah.
And it felt like this film knew what it was, and it wasn't really messing about with it. And it kind of
I think it got a bit
delved
lost,
into
didn't
itself being serious, and then it lost itself again, and then it was like it felt like there wasn't really a through line, if that makes sense. I suppose we can come back to it, but yeah, because you missed the first like couple of seconds, didn't you?
It did, yeah.
So because you came in when young LeBron was at training, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he was playing his game.
Yeah. So he was on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
That his mate just gave him.
Okay.
But yeah, his mum was like, "Oh, I can't make practice, but fucking go smash it, bro, because you're sick."
Okay.
That was literally what you missed.
Okay, cool. I did think I can't have this.
But yeah, there was that sort of, I don't know, like family dynamic stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know what you yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like they set that up, but they just didn't develop it.
Right.
But I don't know if LeBron James is that much of a dick to his family and his kids.
Probably not. But if you're saying that the mum was absent.
Yeah, then I guess that might be it. And she was trying to encourage him more, and
bad family dynamic. Maybe they were trying to parallel that in the fact that although he's a dad to his kids, not in the way that he should be, kind of thing, because he's like, you must love basketball because I do.
Yeah. Which
rather than do your own thing.
Yeah. I feel like you should compare that to like Space Jam, and it wasn't about anything like this. It was just Michael Jordan, because he was arguably the most famous person on the world in 96, 95, 96.
Yeah.
Like, he was at the peak of his like playing career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he would have won 6 championships by the time that he retired and all that sort of stuff. They recreated it, and it just, I guess, because Space Jam, it wasn't a film. It just felt like an advert for like Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan teaming up.
Yeah.
And then Bill Murray was in it for some reason.
Yeah, he just popped
and they sort of made a film out of it, but didn't really make a film out of it. And I don't know, we probably shouldn't be talking about Space Jam, because that's just a fucking odd duck of a film as it is anyway. But I just feel like you compare the two, and it feels like Space Jam 2 is trying to tell a more sincere story.
Yeah.
But it loses itself in its stupidity, and it also misses one of the biggest parallels that they could have had between a couple of different things.
Yeah.
So LeBron James, as far as I'm aware, he still plays basketball. And I feel like what probably would have benefited the movie a bit better, and I feel like this would have paid off the ending a lot more as well, is if you had a basketball player who'd just retired, or maybe even in the story made it so LeBron had just retired.
Yeah.
So then he's out of place. You know, not dissimilar to how like Michael Jordan was, but obviously Michael Jordan in Space Jam, he decided to retire and try something else which didn't work.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they'd gone down this story of LeBron James had retired in this fake world, in obviously the story of the film, and then he was sort of like a bit displaced, almost like the Looney Tunes are.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Looney Tunes, you know, when he lands on the planet and they're like, oh, there's just Bugs Bunny left.
Yeah.
And no one really gives a shit about Looney Tunes anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of feel like you could have had a parallel between those two things. So you've got someone who was at the height of his playing career, and then he's not there anymore and no one really gives a shit about it.
Yeah.
Which obviously wouldn't happen because it's LeBron James. But, and then you've also got, you know, like Bugs Bunny. So they're like parallels of the same world, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then when Bugs Bunny sacrifices himself at the end, and, you know, in that final game, LeBron realises people still love him, you know, he reconciles with his family, etc., etc., etc. And then, you know, you've got that parallel, that resolution, boom, there you go, there's your story.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like they just didn't really develop that. It was just like, LeBron was like, I'm a bit of a dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it sort of lost itself, and I feel like that's when the whole Bugs Bunny sacrificing himself sort of thing, it just didn't really, I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like that moment would have paid off better had there been that parallel, and because they sort of just went, oh, Bugs Bunny's on there on his own and he's just going to go get his friends. And that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, you didn't really get the feeling that he was bored or that he was lonely or anything like that. Like, he was just, he was just ready to carry on being Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they'd drawn upon that and maybe like, you know, because Looney Tunes isn't anywhere near as popular as it was back in the day.
No.
And I feel like if they played on that and then been like, you know, I mean, obviously they said like, God, dump him to Toon World or Shitsville or,
yeah,
you know. And I feel like if they just played on that a bit more, rather than just going like a big circle jerk fucking like, I feel like this was the end game of Warner Brothers, where they were like, look, everyone's here, you know, like the MC, like, you know, their rip off of Endgame, when it was like, let's get all the gang back together, chuck them in ringside of the fucking basketball. feel that was my biggest beef with it. Was that sort of that like wasted opportunity missed? Yeah, and it felt like they could have, like, because that would have been a slam dunk part of like a story, and I feel like that would have paid off a lot better.
Yeah.
But hey ho. You were?
I was just gonna say I get where you're coming from, what you mean, and it's just kids film that.
Well,
Doesn't need to be that deep.
Well, yeah, but that could be the story for the adults.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it usually, like, you know, you look at your Lego movie and you're like, oh, they're playing Legos, and then it's that like 5-minute scene where it's like, oh, actually it's real life and it's actually the dad is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, this
my
isn't.
God.
And obviously to kids, it's like, oh, okay, this is just dad and kid playing. But when you're like a full human, you're like, oh shit, that's a bit. What was the impact? And I'm like, just because it's a kids' film doesn't. Because obviously, you know that there are parents who are going to see it and just going to be like, fuck me, what is this?
Yeah.
But then I guess that's what fucking Mike Myers, Austin Powers reference was.
And I think that's when I enjoyed the film the most, when they were making all the Warner Brothers references.
Yeah,
Like sticking
that
them in, like the Harry Potter and the Harry Potter, like Harry Potter and Austin Powers and.
Yeah, that bit sort of did pull me back in, and I was a bit like, oh, okay. And I quite like that they were sort of like making fun of those things. I think the thing that annoyed me, because I liked it, but then I was just like, The Matrix and Austin Powers, I was like, I know this is obviously for the parents, this bit, but I'm like, come on, like, no one's giving a shit about Austin Powers for like nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, of all the things, like, I get you've blitzed through everything. Also, Game of Thrones in a kids' film? Along with everything else.
Yeah, well,
I was just,
why not? Why not? Most kids have probably seen Game of Thrones anyway.
Yeah, but fucking the dudes from Clockwork Orange, you know?
Yeah, no, maybe not.
Alright, dickhead. Fucking slow down.
You're going right.
Yeah, both lanes go right, don't matter. Oh, coming from Miss Indicator over there.
Yes.
You can raise your eyebrows all you want.
I indicate all the time. Are you joking?
Don't make me laugh.
I think we should pause this because I'm about to have a fight with you.
Nah, mate.
This podcast is proof. You can hear my indicator ticking away in the background all the time.
It's not what the edit says.
Soz guys. Huh?
But yeah, it was such a mixed bag of like a film. Because there were bits that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And there were bits that I was just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Like, I don't like this.
Like, I was like, of course, they was like, oh, society's moved on from like basketball and shit in the 90s, and now it's like, fuck yeah, every kid's a game developer at 12 years old. Fuck off! Like, shut up.
I've just made my own game, like.
I was like, are you joking? I'm like, the intricacies to fucking make a game. It almost sort of like it pisses off the game industry. It's like, well, fuck it, 12-year-old can do your job. Like, shut up.
That. Yeah, teach that yourself.
Like, okay. I'm like, to be fair, LeBron James said he could probably fucking afford or whatever. Probably paid someone else to make it for him. And I was like, yeah. I suppose, fucking Don Cheadle, man. What? He must have been paid a lot of money for that. Oh my god, I just couldn't get over it. Like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, you are someone else. You know what really made... I was like, this film knows that it's self-aware, but it hasn't even made the joke that the AI looks like Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And I was like, just address that, because you're like, oh, I know who LeBron James is, and I want to get LeBron James. No reason at all. I was like, why do you want LeBron James? Like,
yeah.
He just sort of said, oh, well, he's got loads of followers. I'm like, go after the person who's got the most followers on Instagram, like The Rock, or, I mean, obviously that wouldn't,
yeah.
it wouldn't be a Space Jam film.
then been like, right, how can we make this modern day?
I know. Video games.
Yeah, video games and
servers.
obviously you need basketball players.
Yeah.
Like,
and we're going to reference ourselves.
although I'm sure The Rock probably would love to be in a basketball game
Probably.
and a basketball film, but it just it wouldn't be in running with.
No.
The
And it was like a new
thing.
legacy, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly the same thing.
It's not a new legacy.
Again, why?
But kind of is.
Why would you? You're an AI. You know how good LeBron James is. Well, I suppose because he cheated, he knew what he was saying about, didn't he? But I was like, why would you challenge him to a game of basketball? Challenge him to anything else. You don't need to worry. Like,
yeah. That's because he knew, didn't he?
Because he knew he was gonna cheat or steal his son.
Snake out his son.
Just like it was just a bit of a shitbag, really. Because I was a bit like, look, I get it. Your dad's forcing you to do something you don't like.
Yeah.
But you're obviously quite good at it.
Well, that's it.
I was like, if you were shit at it and he was making you do it, but I'm like, but you had some skills.
Yeah.
You've obviously been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Like, oh, poor me. I'm good at basketball and making video games. Oh, my dad's LeBron James. Oh,
Also,
God, woe is me.
Did you ever actually tell your dad you wanted to
I
play video
did.
games? So I don't think you did. You were just doing
tell
it in
him.
fucking secret the whole time. I'm
Just
like,
tell him.
you're like, oh,
my
Dad,
God,
by the way.
do you know who he is? He's fucking Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
He's Troy Bolton. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to play basketball, but I also want to do theatre. But I'm gonna internally explode about it, not actually just tell my dad and be like, "Yo, I want to do both."
Yeah, to be fair, there was no angsty dancing. In
There
the
was
hallway,
no
was there?
angsty dancing.
Good. You know what this film is
Oh my
also?
God,
you know what this film also is?
What's that?
Basically Fast and Furious. There's a Dom,
Yeah.
and it's about family.
And it was somewhat a replica of being in space. The what was it called? The serververse.
Get the fuck out.
The serververse. I'm like, oh.
Like
I
I said,
love
it was
that.
just them just like sucking each other, sucking Warner Brothers off.
Yeah. It did get a bit much, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like, alright, okay,
Also the fact that
chill.
that actor, the one that played Algorithm,
Yeah, Don Cheadle.
he is obviously very well known for his role in the MCU universe.
Yep.
And he's a jump ship.
As is Michael B. Jordan.
Well,
Mr.
yeah.
Killmonger.
I was getting to his part too. I think
That was a good.
That was so
The
good.
thing is, there were some bits that really made me like titter,
Yeah.
and
That made me cackle. I was like, what?
the
Because do you think that's why? That must be why he calls himself Michael B. Jordan, so
Probably.
he doesn't get confused with Michael Jordan.
You know what it is, I've
You said you couldn't get Michael A. Jordan, so you got
yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
no. Well,
Oh,
you know what it is? Probably Michael
funny.
Jordan would probably fucking slap him with a with like a cease and desist on his name and be like, "Yo, you affected my brand.
Probably,
like, fucking
yeah.
change your name now."
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
I took that personally.
you can't have the same name as me. Or Michael B. Jordan's dad was like, "Oh, my surname's Jordan. I'm gonna call my son Michael."
Yeah. But I'll put a B in it just
Yeah.
so just so I don't get sued.
Just in case he becomes a really big famous actor one day. Oh, look,
Big
he did.
sexy actor.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Wow, what a
He
man.
is a handsome man. I did kind of hope that he was gonna start playing basketball with them.
Yeah, so did I. I
And
was
then
like,
I'm also happy that he didn't
Yeah.
because, why?
yeah, there were some bits that really did make me laugh.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was when they went and recruited everyone. I think it was a point in there, but I can't remember what
Yeah.
it was. There was just a couple of bits that got me. And I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
The Matrix one, I was just like, you really are hoping that the Matrix is still as big as you think it is, aren't you?
Yeah.
I was like, and I feel like this film was written in like 2012
Oh yeah.
because some of the jokes, when he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna dab," and I was like,
Yeah.
and just a couple of other like jokes
Yeah, like-
where I was like,
Like,
you don't know what kids talk or
yeah, exactly.
do anything with it.
It sounded,
do you?
yeah, like it was an older person writing, thinking that they
Absolutely,
knew
it was. Yeah.
what younger people are into. Like, legit, I haven't seen anyone dab since like 2016.
But yeah, no, there was, yeah. That might have been it as well. It felt like tonally there was just something a little bit off.
Yeah, like it was trying a bit too hard.
Also, what was Don Cheadle wearing? That fucking metallic.
Oh god, don't.
Like the metallic suit. I was like, fair enough with
Yeah.
his little top. What are they digging
What
up?
have they done?
Fucking grave or
Worrying,
something. Maybe
isn't
they
it?
killed someone.
Maybe they had a dead pet or something. They buried it.
Surely you bury it in your house though, not.
Maybe they don't have a garden. Maybe they live in a flat.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
But
Yeah, his dodgy outfit.
his dodgy outfits, and then the fucking dodgy CGI thing that he turned into later.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was
not a fan
terrifying.
of that. I also love the you know that this guy's the bad guy because he has a deep undertone to his voice.
Ooh, yeah.
And then it starts like flaring up as he gets angrier and angrier.
But then the kid doesn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
alright.
Like, how can you not see that this man is bad?
Although what I did appreciate is how LeBron James was like, I'm gonna have to fucking beat the shit out of my kid at his own game.
Well, yeah.
To teach him a fucking lesson.
Yeah,
And I was like,
did love that.
I was like, yes, LeBron, that's how you fucking, that's
Yeah.
parenting 101.
Yeah.
It's fucking take your kids' dreams of the game that they've made and beat the fucking
then
ever-loving shit out of them at it. I was like,
Use it
yes.
against them, like, oh. It was.
And even the fucking mum was like,
Absolutely.
she was like, yep. She was like, you know what
Come
you gotta
on,
do?
hun.
Beat his ass.
Yeah. Beat his ass. I also feel really sorry for that other son who was like super into basketball and then just didn't really feature for the rest of the film.
Well, because I thought, you know, when the whole family ended up in the basketball game, I thought, the family's gonna come to help.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go. Get the sons, get the bros together,
Yeah.
and then they'll have a time of it.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and I was like, well,
He
then
was
never
very
mind.
much,
Never mind
a
then.
very side character. He might as well have not been there. Like.
It should have just been an only
Poor guy.
child.
Yeah. Or have the sister.
Yeah. It's just it's just such a weird film.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag, wasn't
Because
it?
the actual basket, because I feel like there was a lot of padding.
There was a
compared
lot of
to-
padding. I felt like it could have been shorter.
It could have been so much, because Space Jam is literally, there's some aliens who want Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. They wanted Looney Tunes, didn't they?
They wanted Looney Tunes.
They wanted
to
the
be
Looney
trapped, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted the Looney
Be funny
Tunes.
for their
And
planet.
then they challenged them to a game of basketball, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Michael just sort of went, all right, cool, let's go. And then they just sort of did it, didn't they? There wasn't really anything else. Whereas this, I guess, obviously, couldn't just do the same thing, so they had to chuck a couple of extra underlying storylines
They
about family
basically-
and stuff.
They basically did do the same thing with the bad guy team, though, didn't they? Like, because obviously in the original one they just zapped the talent out of
Yeah.
those players.
But now they just
Whereas
made,
this
they just
one,
made made existing players weird.
Yeah, made them like, what was it?
Goon Squad.
No, when he like bumped himself up and gave himself loads of like powers, superpowers.
Cheated.
No, what was it called? When he turned it from 75 to 100, and it was like,
Like skilled himself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
but I can't remember what the actual word was. But yeah, he just did that to all of the
All the stats.
did that to all the players, the existing players that he'd conveniently copied into his game.
Oh yeah. Apparently he's a software developer as well.
Yeah.
And this kid can scan anything
Scan a
that comes
person
into a
in.
game, and I was
Yeah.
like, what? Sure.
Yeah.
He's 12, but sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
scanning that spider and those
Like
snakes.
I feel like if the kid was a bit older,
yeah,
it probably would have helped a bit more, because you'd be like, okay, fair enough, you're a geek and you don't want to do football and you don't want to do basketball, but you've also got a bit more angst because you're a teenager.
yeah,
That's fair enough. I can accept that. I'm willing to accept it. Cool. But like, you're 12.
you're 12.
Like, pipe down.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can go to fucking basketball camp for one summer, and then next summer you could go to the games one.
Yeah.
Because you've already decided you were going to the. I was like, I fully agreed with him. I was like, am I turning into a dad?
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, the son said that he was going to go, so he should go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think LeBron's being particularly rude about that. I don't think he's being bad. He's
you've
like,
made your commitment
he's like, look,
now,
you said you
so...
wanted to. You said you were going.
Yeah.
You gotta go. You gotta follow it through. And the kid's like, me. I'm gonna storm off. Me.
I want to go to computer team.
I want to go be a nerd. Me. Shut up.
Okay. You can do that next summer.
Yeah, get over it, you fucking loser.
But the way they were talking about it, they made it sound like it wasn't a very long camp. I don't know.
Yeah, they made it sound like it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 or 3. I'm like,
mate, do
bro,
both.
like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, just a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag.
Although Bugs Bunny was pretty chilled.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was.
I feel like he didn't get enough time. Really.
I don't think so either.
As strange as that sounds.
And again, that took away from the whole them nearly killing him off.
Because he almost felt like a back character. I quite liked how they focused a bit more on LeBron in this, because I felt like, I remember saying to you after we watched Space Jam, I was like, I feel like just Bugs Bunny in that pissed me off, because I was like, you just like, okay.
It's too much.
Whereas this, I'm like, well, a little bit more wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But then it felt like it was more of an ensemble because you saw a bit more of everyone else.
Yeah.
A bit too much of, I was like, that's that granny, I just don't find it funny.
No.
And there was just a couple of characters, I was like, when he was like, oh, we got to go get a load more characters, and I was like,
but why?
You don't need all these characters.
You
just
don't
need
need this many
get
players.
the basic ones, you know. You don't need the granny.
Because then they're like sat on the sub bench anyway, not doing anything.
Oh, I remember what really made me laugh. You know when Bugs Bunny first meets LeBron, and then he goes down into that Chungus, you know, the fat Bugs Bunny meme, and he's pretending to be Elmer Fudd, and I was like, I like that. That was good. That tickled me. I suppose we should talk about the Fortnite game that was the basketball game, because it was just fucking it was just so stupid.
It was wild.
It was just so fucking stupid. It was just lights.
Yeah.
And lots of things happening all at once, and I was like,
I felt
oh
like
my god.
LeBron was reacting exactly the same way I was. Really?
Just like, what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like,
seriously?
Are you joking?
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then one of my second biggest beef. Possibly this annoyed me even more than the first beef, which, well, I guess my first one wasn't really beef. It was just like well, you could have done this a bit better, and I would have done it this way because you missed a mega story beat. But hey ho. So my biggest one was the Warner Brother characters that they had that weren't the Warner Brother characters. Do you know what I mean?
Which ones were Warner Brother characters that weren't Warner Brother characters?
Well, you had Pennywise, and it wasn't Pennywise. You had White Walkers, and they weren't White Walkers.
Oh, I see.
And, do you know what I mean? It was like...
It was Pennywise.
Well, no, but it wasn't Bill Skarsgård in his makeup.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It was just a bunch of people dressed up
as
Warner Brother, and I was like, they're your characters. You don't have to worry about the rights.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, if they were sort of, if you showed them and they were like in a soft focus, so you wouldn't notice, fine.
Yeah.
Cool, by all means. But when it was like, you could see them all, and I was like, you don't even look the same. Because there was points where it was like, the Penguin from Batman Returns didn't look the same.
All of those
there
Batman characters were there,
Mr. Freeze, who was played by Arnie, who was behind Don Cheadle the whole time during that game when he was the coach. And I was like, because it started out as like a soft focus behind him, so you couldn't really see, but you just saw like a bald head, blue face, and like a dressing gown, which is what Arnie wears, which is fair enough. And then towards the end of it, they just didn't give a shit, and they were like, nah, we're just gonna have like full like whatever.
Yeah.
And we're not really even gonna try that hard to make them look like. I'm like, yeah, okay, you're not gonna get Arnie to.
What is that? What's that bat?
No. Maybe.
Might be a bat, or it's just a bird, or it's a really big moth.
A really big moth. Jeez. Oh my god.
It's a bird, maybe.
You were?
It wouldn't surprise me if it was a bat.
No. Because that might be all the poo smell is under the veranda.
Maybe.
Might not be cats, it might be bats. No, cat, no bat. But yeah, it was just little things like that just really like, I was like, you've put so much effort into all this. Why have you skimped out on those like little...
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be...
I was going to say, how would you want them to do it? What, like, just CGI them in looking like the people that played them? Or, because you're obviously not going to be able to get all of those actors to come in and play their long lost roles.
Ready Player One did it, didn't they?
Did it? Or was that just CGI?
No, yeah, it was all CGI. I'm just like, just CGI them in. Because you've gone through the effort of turning the Looney Tunes characters from 2D to 3D.
Yeah.
And making them 3D.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just make it... it's meant to be a video game. Just be a video... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just lean
Maybe
into it.
Maybe they tried and it just looked like shit.
Yeah.
But then your whole film is CGI, so
surely... just keep with it for CGI. Like, you know... You fucking turned Don Cheadle into probably one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
That's not a horror film, of course. It reminded me, you know The Rock in The Mummy Returns, where he's a Scorpion King?
Yes.
And it's just like...
Yes.
It looked like that, and I was like...
When it's
that came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
How does it still look like shit? Like, what? And I was like, you haven't even paid for the rights for these films. They're your characters. What are you doing?
In your films, like, you can do what you want.
Yeah, and there was just... And I was like... You know when you pointed out The Mask to me, and I was like, how could you not get Jim Carrey? Do you know what I mean? I was like, you didn't have... It was annoying because, for the most part, all the characters that were stood around were just like a generic pirate for some reason.
Yeah,
a Batman goon.
Like, what was that supposed to be?
And then, like, you know, you've got the Road Warriors from Mad Max, which was that bit of Mad Max was quite. That was a nice surprise.
With the Road Runner.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you had that option, and I was like, the stuff that they did with that was really good. It was surprisingly well done, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I just feel like The Matrix and Austin Powers weren't the best ones. I was like, how? It's like, what? Can you have just done like Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Because you just couldn't stop with Harry Potter. Like, you were like, oh, we're gonna fly past it once. Oh, we're gonna fly past it again, and then I'm like, just do them in the Harry Potter film. Like, it'd have been funny if like Foghorn Leghorn was Buckbeak or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Harry's there like, no bow, Harry, and then he's like, I say, good morning to you, sir, and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Just do something like a bit more relevant, like, because then you had like the Joker from Batman 1989, and you had all his goons, but they weren't dancing to Prince. And I don't know, I just feel like maybe rather than just having them in the background but people dressed up as them, if you just had like, I don't know, if the ball went out of the court and like the mask was like, it was Jim Carrey in mask makeup, and he like stopped the ball with his foot and he was like, hey, smoking, or you know what I mean, something mask-esque. And like maybe the same with like Jack Nicholson's Joker, because he's got a cane, stops the ball with the cane or he hits it back in, and it's just like those little snippets, but not whole lingering shots where it's like, oh, you're in the background, but I know it's not you because I can see that it's not you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you just had like those CGI moments where it's like, boom, and I don't know, do you know what I mean?
No, I get you.
And it just kept pissing me off.
It's like it was trying to be too self-aware that it was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and it was like, but it just didn't really make any sense. And like I said, all these random goons who were just there. It was like, oh, some goons from Batman 89. Like I said, some pirates. And then it made me think, I was like, did they have Pirates of the Caribbean? And I was like, no, it's Disney. What? And then there was like Robin Hood at one point. And I was like, what? And then there was just like generic warriors. And like, and I was like, are you
did
from
they
Game
do
of
Hook?
Thrones? No, because I think that's
Disney
still, because it's Peter Pan.
It has to be, yeah.
So, yeah, I was just a bit annoyed by that bit, and it just kept taking me out every night, because when they had the wide shots, you'd be like, oh, Iron Giant, and then it'd be like, oh, like the Flintstones, and like, I was like,
yeah,
why
the
aren't
Mystery Machine.
Yeah, and I was like, why aren't these people by the side of, like, you get your well-known characters round the side of the court. Like, that's what you do. That's how you do it.
Get the animated ones around the court as real life people, because then we're not going to be like, oh, well, that's not Jim Carrey, that's not so and so. Like,
if you see Scooby-Doo, you'd be like, oh, there's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Flintstones.
Yeah.
You know, and then just have them interspersed.
Yeah,
because
they don't.
It just felt like you've wasted.
They don't have like actors associated with them, do they?
It just felt like they'd wasted like this whole opportunity to show off all their characters by having them stuck in the background, because it's like every now and then you see King Kong's hairy arms and like the shin of the Iron Giant and then the long neck of one of the dinosaurs from the Flintstones, and it was just like, you know, because you've not got Daniel Radcliffe back.
Oh god, no.
Well, probably not, but
Probably not.
But do you know what I mean? Like, they did a better job with animation, stuff like that, in the original Space Jam and in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and stuff like that. And I'm like, you've got enough you've got a big old back catalogue of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just felt like you said, like maybe animate them and steer into that, like, this is a video game. Like, this is a video game with you know, animated characters, because then you can forgive the slightly janky looking, and you don't have to pay actors to use their likeness, or, well, technically you've already got it anyway, but you know what I mean, you don't have to get Keanu Reeves to look like Neo, because you can just computer generate him. And I'm like, there's enough video games of Warner Brother properties, so you've got Harry Potter games, you've got I don't know, but then like some of the stuff you don't need to do 3D renders of, so I was just a bit frustrated by it, because I was like, it just kept taking me out of it and just annoying me. So every now and then I'd catch something, I'd be like, oh, there's another character. Oh, okay, you're just a bit off.
Yeah.
You're just not quite right.
Primark version.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, the Sainsbury's own brand Penguin and Mr. Freeze in direct shot. I feel like because it was so frequently that I was like, and so painfully obvious it wasn't them. I was just like,
I think they had Heath Ledger's Joker as well.
But they didn't have Joaquin Phoenix, although they had the poster for Joker for that in the office, didn't they? And I was like, what a mixed bag of posters, because there was another poster behind, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then there was like,
wasn't there an Aquaman one?
Yeah, it was like Aquaman and then Joker, and I was like, so you're in the DC office, why are you like
The most recent ones, I guess.
yeah, probably.
Most recent, like, big.
And I was like, where was King Kong?
ones.
No, because you had King Kong, so you have Godzilla as well, because you did Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Have them like, I don't know, if you had them like in the background sharing a beer or something, that would have been funny. Because like,
so
you know what I mean?
funny.
I was like, it just felt like it was really by the numbers sort of shit, but not creative enough. Because it felt like you had all these things, and you were aware of all the fun that was being poked. Like, you even referenced the first Space Jam.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I thought, because you know when you came in from the toilet and you were like, what year is it? And I was like, oh, it's 98. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if LeBron James like had seen Space Jam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then it's obviously like the Looney Tune characters know they're in a film, because they kept looking at the camera.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure LeBron looked at the camera a couple of times.
I think he did.
And his kid definitely did. And I was like, so like, you all know you're in a movie, so why don't you just lean into it and be like, do you know what I mean? Just really self-referential. Not to the point where obviously you're slandering like Warner Brothers' own name or anything like that.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It just felt like there was that, like there was kind of like a little bit of creativity there, but they didn't want to push it too far.
Yeah.
And by not pushing it too far, they played it too safe at some points.
Yeah.
But it didn't make sense, because there were points where it went really far, and I feel like that's why it was so unbalanced, because I was like, there are some bits that were really funny because you're poking fun at yourself and you know what you are, and then there are some bits where you're just like, you just couldn't be asked to do it properly.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like,
to like build on it and develop it and stuff. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But I think I liked it more than the original.
In the original, yeah, me too. I did as well.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a deep rooted
nostalgia
for the original, because obviously I didn't watch it until 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, no. Upon a rewatch, I was like, this has not aged well.
Yeah.
But it's a product of its time, because I was like, because it's got Bill Murray in it, it's got the Looney Tunes in it, it's got fucking Michael Jordan at his prime, where they literally make a joke about, they literally say he retired to go to baseball, and essentially the reason that he gave up being a basketball player and why he returned to being a basketball player is because Looney Tunes. Like, that is how, like, that in itself is stupid, but it was such a snippet of the time, because they, like, I feel like that had a lot more not heart to it, but that encapsulated such a moment in the 90s. Because like I was saying, because there was like that year, wasn't there, when I was reading it out to you, where Michael Jordan retired and then he joined again. Like, who thought because that was in 94. Space Jam came out in 96.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that writer was like, this is the perfect opportunity to utilise. What did Michael Jordan do in that time? Well, what if he went on an adventure with the Looney Tunes and then that's why he came back?
Yeah.
I'm like, that is just a spark of like stupid genius.
Yeah. That had to happen at that time.
Yeah, and like, whereas I feel like this, you could cut and copy any celebrity into this role.
Yeah, you could have.
This is one thing I did think. I was like, would it have been Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
If he hadn't have died.
If he hadn't died,
Because I think it might have been.
I thought that too.
And I feel like Space Jam might have already been in production, and I feel like they were possibly teeing him up for the role, because I was like,
maybe it could have been like him and his
I feel like
daughter
it could have quite easily like been a transition between the two.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have been interesting to see how that would have played out. So I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting halfway through, because I was like, you know, when they brought out the like robotic, like fake one, and I was like, if it was maybe Kobe was still alive or Kobe was starring in it, I feel like it would have been good to have like a tongue-in-cheek sort of cameo from him, obviously, if he was alive, but it's not. But yeah, because I was expecting, okay, it's going to be a famous basketballer. You know, I thought maybe it was going to be the Michael Jordan robot or the Shaq bot or something. Do you know what I mean? Or just like some robot of like a really classic or, you know, even relevant basketball player, and just have that sort of like, like it's his rival, or it's, you know, it's just someone who is actually good at basketball, not just a stupid robot thing that goes along with everything and is basically just like some Fortnite stupid shit where it was like, superpowers. It just felt that game was just annoying. It was annoying, and it felt like a modern day video game for children. And I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, it's just full of stupid nonsense. It's just characters coming in left, right and centre. They have no respect for, well, I mean, obviously with the Warner Brothers stuff, it's absolutely fine. But it's like fucking Fortnite, where it's like, oh, bloody, here's Batman fighting against Ryu from Street Fighter, and fucking there's Black Panther on the horizon or whatever, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
You have no boundaries. You don't give a shit about this anymore.
Yeah.
And no companies give a shit about it anymore. It's just fucking stupid. But I really, really, really wish. My final thought on the film. Actually, we'll give you a final thought on the film. What did you think?
I'll say what I said, but I think I liked it.
Yeah. I think I need to see it again, but
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. See, I didn't mind the game too much. I thought it was an interesting take, a modern take on a game, like a sports game and a video game kind of thing. I know, obviously, I don't know if it's your more traditional game playing that's coming out, which is making you dislike it. But maybe because I don't play games, I just watched it and thought, this is just a bit of fun. Like, yeah, sure, why not give them 76 points for Wile E. Coyote throwing himself through the basketball hoop? Like, why not?
I feel like when they did, because I was like,
when they did the Looney Tunes
as soon as they Looney Tuned it up, I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They're the whole point,
they are
wasn't it?
Looney Tuning it up, and
Yeah.
it is like Looney Tunes. And I was like, that's what I came here
Yeah,
for.
like, that's
to
the
see
point.
Looney Tunes do their classic Looney Tunes shit. Because I don't feel they really did it too much in the original.
No, I
probably
don't think so either.
because limitations with effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas now it was just like full Looney
They
Tunes
went for
shit,
it,
and I was
didn't
like,
they?
that's the stuff I liked.
Yeah.
It was just all the stupid
But the
shit.
stuff before,
Yeah, it was just like
they were getting their asses handed to
yeah,
them.
it just summed it as like the posterized.
Yeah.
I was like, what the does it make any fucking sense? It's so fucking stupid. It's almost as if like a 12-year-old has written it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, an adult's written this thinking they're 12 years old.
That's it.
And
That's
I was
what
like,
it was.
but then it wouldn't even surprise me if something stupid like that fucking happened in a game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In games these days.
But
Yeah,
I
your
think
final thought.
my final thought is I wish I enjoyed it as much as the dad behind us did.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was having the best
loving
time.
it, wasn't he?
And I was like, I feel like that made me enjoy it more because I was like, this dad behind it, he's just loving it.
Yeah, I
loving
feel
it,
like
everything. Like some stuff that wasn't even really that funny. He was
No.
just having a laugh.
I feel like he took his kid along as an excuse to see it and be like,
Yeah.
oh, so you want to see Space Jam, don't you?
I feel like he-
let's go.
I feel like the dad might have actually been a basketball fan as well.
Yeah,
Because there were a couple of
I
like
think
basketball
so
jokes
too.
that they made, and he was like, ha ha ha, and I was like,
yeah.
ah,
He
very
probably
good.
was, to be fair.
But yeah, no, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. I think it's definitely better than the original, but it's not. Because I think I went into this because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this because it's a kids' film. I mean, obviously, because I enjoy kids' films anyway.
Yeah.
But I think from the stuff I saw in the trailers, I was like, they had. Oh god!
Is it gonna be
just remember that
too-
fucking notorious pig thing. Oh god! Oh.
See, I found that hilarious, but
Oh,
obviously
God.
you did not.
Oh,
I couldn't tell if you were closing your eyes
no,
because
I was cringing.
Oh, you were cringing. Okay.
It wouldn't have been as bad if the lyrics were better.
Oh, the lyrics weren't that bad.
And it just that rap thing. I was
Yeah.
like, that is so not rap anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that they were dressed and stuff, I was just like, you've not even encapsulated classic rap. You've just encapsulated that like early 2000s, like, you know, like teen comedies where they always have like the guys who are always into rap and stuff. It just felt like that sort of like stereotype bullshit kind of thing.
Do you think?
As if it was, again, as if this film was written a while ago. Because it felt like, I don't know if you've seen 21 Jump Street. You know, when they're talking about like all the cliques and stuff at school.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh yeah, you know, the nerds and all this sort of stuff. But then when they actually go to high school and it's completely different.
It's not
And that was
actually
really
like
self-aware.
that.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Whereas this felt like it was like an old school, like, I don't know. It wouldn't have surprised me to see characters who were dressed like that in American Pie.
Yeah.
Or that sort of thing. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
But oh god, yeah, I cringed so much at that. Oh god. I just couldn't. I was
Weren't a
like,
fan of the notorious PIG.
oh, disrespect they put on his name. My god.
Oh, spicy. Spicy.
I was like, it was a very obvious joke, so I will give them that. Because I was like, why didn't they just do like Snoop Dogg or something? But I was like, but there's no dogs in Looney Tunes. There's a
Well,
pig, P-I-G, B-I-G.
There's a wolf. Wile E. Coyote could be a dog.
Yeah, but I guess
guess.
the name's not as snappy. So
No,
I get
it's
where
not.
It's
just one letter in
it's
it.
low hanging fruit, and they do. Yeah, I'll give them that. I mean, the thing is I feel like if they'd at least borrowed some of Biggie, like I don't know if they borrowed the track from Biggie.
Yeah.
You know, one of his songs like Machine Gun
Ooh,
Funk or something like that.
Copyright.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? Just if they'd at least had like
They only have the rights to their own things.
very
don't
true.
you know?
Yeah, but I don't. You know, Warner Brothers, they have their music labels and shit. And
Well,
I
yeah,
don't-
that
you
is
never
true.
know.
That
Biggie might have
is
been on
true.
them. I don't really
Yeah.
know. Oh, was he on fucking Suge Knight's? He was probably on Suge Knight's.
I don't know.
Oh no, he was probably on Diddy's label, wasn't he?
Don't know, hun. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, 'cause him and
Ooh.
Diddy were tight. But
Toy.
yeah. Right, let's roll.
They could have.
Anything else? Anything else? Any other final thoughts? Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
No.
I'd watch that again.
I'd watch it again on a Sunday afternoon.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I'd watch it again when I was like hungover and just wanted to.
Just something light, breezy, nothing to. I feel like if I was.
Make me laugh.
I feel like if I was hungover
I don't
and
know
I
if
saw
it's going
Bugs.
to make you laugh, but.
Well, no, it did make me laugh. There were a bit, and it was enjoyable. There wasn't a point where I thought, "Fucking hell, I wish this would end."
Yeah.
But there was that bit where Don put his fake CGI face and thing on, and I was like, "You've taken it that a little bit too far now.
Yeah.
You're just padding the runtime out a little bit too much.
Yeah, like.
Could you not just, like, it could have just."
I want this game to be over.
Yeah, that was the only point where I thought, right, you're pushing it now.
Yeah.
You're pushing it. But then I also feel if we watched it hungover on a Sunday afternoon, when Bugs Bunny dies, quotation marks dies, it'd probably make you cry, wouldn't it? You'd be like, oh.
I was welling up.
I was more shocked than anything. I was like,
Are
really?
they actually about to kill off Bugs Bunny?
And then they kind of did, but then they didn't really allude to what it. Because I remember hearing you being like, "What the fuck is going on with Bugs Bunny?" And I was like, "What is going on with Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
Like, resolve this situation before you show everyone else fucking off."
Yeah.
Because LeBron didn't even know if he was alive.
Exactly. They all just got zapped away, and then they were left there like he was glitching out, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
Bloody hell.
right. So nothing else?
Nothing else.
Right, let's roll.
And there it was, our driving home review. Very interesting. Was it controversial? Possibly. This is pre-recorded, so deal with it. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if you want to get in touch, give us a follow on Insta, Twitter, or give us a like on Facebook, where we're Driving Home Reviews. It'd be great if you could subscribe and leave a nice juicy 5-star review, and maybe I'll buy you a pint. Is this bribery? Probably. But tune in next time for another Driving Home Review. Bye bye!